My name is Stephanie Saylor, and this is a visual phasing workshop. We will be discussing the history, resources, and activities in this segment that apply to this visual phasing workshop. Visual phasing has been around for a while. I have links in the handout to the DNA forum where, from what I can tell, Kathy Johnson originally pioneered this process, and the extended handout released by Blaine Bettinger that goes step by step through this process and which popularized it. To do visual phasing, you will be required to have 3 full sibling DNA tests, and you will have to have access to that raw data. You need to know that 2 of your DNA tests cannot be identical twins. Fraternal twins will work just fine because fraternal twins share as much DNA as regular siblings. You need snipping or screen capture software. I use the snipping tool app that came preloaded on my Windows 10 computer. You need software that allows you to insert and resize pictures and shapes. I do this in PowerPoint, but it could also be done in Word or any other software that allows you to easily manipulate shapes, pictures, and text and overlay them. You need a template to streamline this process. You can make your own, or you can use a pre-made one, but I would recommend doing this in advance. I have a link to a template I made that's in the description box. You have to have access to a program that allows you to compare the 3 DNA tests to each other. I generally use GEDmatch, and so I will teach you how to use a GEDmatch account to do the DNA comparisons and view as well as read chromosome browser reports. You must have access to a computer to work on. This is easier if it is your computer, but a pair of headphones and access to your local library would allow you to work through all of these exercises along with me. I'm teaching this using PowerPoint, as it is the easiest program I have used to do this. If you do not have access to Microsoft, you will need to figure out the program yourself that you'll be using, and I would recommend that you make your templates before you begin. Visual phasing is faster than traditional chromosome mapping, as you are able to get more of the DNA in your test mapped to your grandparents with less work, but it is still time-consuming. There are so many techniques you can work with to do visual phasing and process your work. I do not plan to go over every technique, but the ones I think you have to know to be successful. Class, we will focus on using a watch, do, and teach method of learning. Pay attention and watch during the watch section. Do not try to see if you can follow along during the watch example. If you do want to do that, watch it the first time, as I recommend, and then re-watch it to work along with me. If you do not understand everything I am doing during the watch sections, do not worry. Move on and do the do section and try it yourself. I will walk you through how things worked in the review section. As we go through this process, you'll have the opportunity to learn more and more about it and what you're doing and why it's working. So don't hold yourself back because you're not sure of one thing or another before you try it yourself. I recommend that you find a buddy or group to work with for the group work, and then go home after the watch, do, and teach exercises to take your time and try the technique on your own within 24 hours. And then a week later, review it again. This will help you remember what you're learning. Meet up with your group again within a week to keep moving forward. This will help you avoid becoming overwhelmed. If you are a beginner with working on a computer or have not learned to feel confident with the different types of DNA and DNA basics of how DNA is used in genealogical research, I would encourage you to learn DNA basics and basic computer skills first to avoid confusion and frustration based on computer issues or a lack of understanding the foundations of this class. The best thing you can do for computer literacy is to find a buddy to help you learn basics like opening a saved file, selecting text, finding and opening a downloaded file, find out what software you have on your computer, opening that software, turning on your computer. If you can do these things and can open the software, I go through most other things in this course. I'd encourage you to place a time limit on your group work activities. They are simply a way for you to learn what to expect in your personal project, so you can understand it before you have to apply it, and you can see how to work through it. You can always go back and rewatch the examples or review as needed on your own. You will see a pause symbol on the screen letting you know to pause the video and start your group work or personal work, depending on if the activity uses your own siblings' data or the examples provided. Pause the video and find the Triad activities and template in the description box and open them. I also have these files listed on foundingfamilylines.com under the DNA page.